Hi, this is Billy Kirkus, and you're about to hear the truth of the lost footage of Halloween on the Skelton Crew.
Hello, Hannity! WKND presents Stack Talk with Barry Sim, live from Haddonfield, Illinois, the home of Michael Myers.
Tell me, kids, how's it feel to finally pull Halloween out of the proverbial Haddonfield closet?
What we're saying here is we will no longer let the powers that be control our minds. For years, Halloween has represented everything that's wrong with Haddonfield. But Michael Myers is long gone. There is no boogeyman.
Whoa! Does she get this riled up in the sack, Tim? I bet she wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog. Beth, what do you say, honey? You and me, yeah?
As I was saying, we have to stop acting out of fear. Just look at Tim's family. They live in the Myers house.
You do?
You do? Yeah, we do. Great house. Strong wood.
I see. You mean to tell me you actually live in the house of the most brutal mass murderer in history? This is the Barry Sim Show. And when we return, we'll be coming at you live from the one, the only, Myers house. How's that for a Halloween shock bit?
You're listening to The Skeleton Crew, exclusively at HorrorBid.com and the Horrorphilia Podcast Network.
And we're back for another exciting episode of The Skeleton Crew. With me is Dan Chase, as always, and we'll have Alex joining us a little later.
Yep.
He's busy right now actually trying to book a hall for the festivities, because I guess, Dan, now we can actually let the cat out of the bag, so to speak.
Yes, we can.
We're working very hard, or we have been working very hard, to pull together the non-annual Halloween Awards.
Yes, we've been working tirelessly on this one.
Right, and I say non-annual because there is no way we are ever doing this shit ever again.
Now, why is that, Mike?
Well, I think Alex probably would say more than anybody that it's a pain in the ass.
We wanted to do something different for Halloween, you know? Not okay, Halloween retrospective, blah, 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 this and that. So we'll see if you guys enjoy this. I hope you will.
Oh, I would think so, definitely.
Yep.
And then we have an interview coming up that is going to be, I mean, wow. If you guys listen to the last show, which I'm sure you did, with Justin Beam, he had mentioned some things about the lost footage for the original Halloween, and it turns out that we may have a more accurate picture of what's going on, not from him, but from Billy Kirkus and Don May Jr. Billy Kirkus actually owns the footage.
Right.
So he's coming on here to kind of tell us what the deal is and what the footage is. You know, so everybody has a clearer picture, because that's our thing here. We want to get the truth out to you guys, definitely.
But, dude, isn't it crazy, though? Like, it's been like this for a while, and nobody seems to know what's going on with it. So, yeah, we decided to get to the bottom of it, and this is going to be big. This is going to be really big once, yeah.
Very big. It's huge.
That's what she said.
Well, I wish that I could have somebody say that about me, but that's not possible, not at this point.
3 inches of fury?
Actually, yes, somebody did say that to me once, and it was not fun. Not fun.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yep.
It really is. It really, really is. But I'm sure we'll have some fun with Jamie with that later. She seems to like that. I don't know.
Yes, for everybody's knowledge, too, since Alex isn't here on this episode, we have the lovely Jamie Jenkins joining us for the news.
Oh, wait, but I should mention, Alex will be here for the interview, and then he's leaving again because all of the getting the festivities together is taking up a lot of time. Hopefully he can find a place for, this weekend, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while to clean those toilets in the auditorium, so.
Oh, most definitely, sir, most definitely. I wanted to talk to you a little bit, Dan. Did you watch, you've been watching The Walking Dead, right?
Oh, motherfucker. Have I, sir? Absolutely, man. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Hey, would you say the last episode might be the best episode ever of Walking Dead, all seasons, all the way through?
See, I have to think because I kind of came into the first episode of the season a little late.
Okay.
I jumped in. It was maybe 15 or 20 minutes into it.
Okay.
This one I watched. I really was kind of disappointed.
Really?
Because I wanted Herschel to die. I really did.
Dude, yeah, but listen, man. I don't know. I never read the comics or whatever, but
neither did I.
They even said on the show, though, they were like, he's got one leg. All we do is run. He can't even walk. So let's face it. I don't know what happens to Herschel, but I don't think he's going to make it through. I mean, he might make it through, this may be a stretch, but the whole season. But anything over that is probably, a little too far-fetched. So we'll see what happens. Dude, he's a great character, though.
No, he is. I just don't like the fact that, and maybe it's just the way that they wrote him, but the second season, there really wasn't a lot of action there, and most of the time, he was just talking. I mean, hi, I'm Herschel, welcome to my farm, and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, but you need him, dude. He's a base character. He obviously owns the farm and whatnot, and then he's got the two cute daughters there. But
Right.
I was shocked too because you're led to believe that he's a zombie at one point too when Rick's wife there is giving him mouth to
Oh,
mouth.
yeah.
And that was a good part of the story, though. And I'll be honest with you, man, that was one of the lighter parts, one of the few lighter parts of that whole episode. Because let's face it, dude, that whole episode was dark, dude. That was a fucking rough. I mean, if you look at Rick's whole character arc in that episode, come on. I mean, he started off cold, and then by the end, he was just like, wow, you're as cold as ice.
I don't know the words to that song. I'm not even going to attempt it.
But, it was just crazy, man. He definitely took a corner, and he's a complete badass now. He's got no remorse. I mean, really, that machete to the head I was shocked, dude. I was legitimately shocked. I did not think he was going to do that to that dude.
No, neither did I. But, I mean, he had it coming, that guy did, because,
I thought dude was gonna get him with the crossbow, to be perfectly honest with you, but it just shows you, man. And then how about when he chased the guy out? That was even almost more ruthless, dude. When he shut the gate like that on that dude on the roof.
Oh,
totally. You know what's funny about that though? I realized, not only is what's his name in it from Devil's Rejects that plays one of the prisoners.
Yeah.
What's his name? Lou.
I forget his name, but he was also in the Halloween remake.
Absolutely, yeah. He played Danny Trejo's protege, if you will, if janitors have proteges. So yeah, there was him, and then did you notice? Have you ever seen American History X with Edward Norton?
I have not seen American History X.
The black guy that was running for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's in American History X, and he's in jail when Edward Norton meets him. He's Edward Norton's buddy at the end or whatever. So I just feel bad for that guy, dude. Like, the guy's been in jail for so long. When was that made? 93?
American History X was 98? No, 99, I think.
Oh, really? I was way off. Yeah, no, I just think he's been in jail for so long. Poor bastard never made it out.
Yeah, poor guy's probably dead in there, whatever, so I don't know.
It didn't show him die, though, on the roof, so I'm assuming he did, but he was screaming a lot, but you never saw him die, so who knows?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't know, dude.
Walking Dead, man, I'll tell you, dude. I gotta say that was probably one of the best episodes I've ever seen, dude. It was just mind blowing to me. And a lot of people say season 2 was slow. It was. It really was. But at the same time, it was still good. And it can't always be crazy. But I'll tell you, they took a fucking corner when they got to the prison, and it's been pretty fucking crazy ever since. And it looks like it's gonna get even better. I mean, with the introduction of the governor and what's her name, Mikione, whatever the fuck her name is, with the swords, dude. It just keeps getting better, man. And, yeah, it's funny, too, because everybody's into this show. And you know how everybody, looks at us as, the horror guys and stuff like that? I'm talking everywhere, dude. At work, everywhere I go, everybody's just people that aren't necessarily into horror, everybody loves The Walking Dead. It's so funny going into work Monday morning and having everybody come up to me. It's just oh, dude. And I love it. I mean, a lot of people, it is what it is, zombies being mainstream. But, hey, listen, dude, this is great shit here. This is great television. We are now living in I'd say the heyday of horror right now. Think about it, dude. You can say horror is dead or whatever. You got American Horror Story, which is a great show. That's another one. Did you check that out, dude? Did you see that?
I've never seen it.
Oh, dude. All right. I want to tell you just one thing, Mike. All right. If you are a fan of slashers, which obviously I know you are, dude.
Right.
They have an introduction of, I think it's going to be an icon. His name is Bloody Face. Dude, the name alone is ridiculous. Right. First 5 minutes. You a Maroon 5 fan, sir?
I certainly am, sir. I have all their albums.
Exactly. So you know who Adam Levine.
I certainly do.
Okay. Let's just put it this way, dude. Him and his girlfriend go into the asylum. She's taking pictures. I forget what she's doing something for a website or something. No, I'm sorry. They're doing EVPs, The first, I'd say maybe 5 to 8 minutes, Adam Levine gets his arm ripped off by the killer named Bloody Face. Now, tell me, sir, if that isn't the coolest thing that you've ever heard.
So he's dead already?
Yes, I believe he dies right off the bat. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that, because then it went back in time, I believe, to the 60s. And it just gets better from there. And then you find out who Bloody Face really is. Like we said before, it has no relation to the first season whatsoever, except for the characters that come back as, as obviously different characters in this season. It's unbelievable. And I read somewhere, too, I believe, Dylan McDermott's coming back for the season 2 as a different character, so that should be good. But already a lot of them are already being introduced. A lot of the same, actors, actresses that have played these characters, that have played, different characters on the first season. It's cool, man. We've talked about that a little bit. I got into the first season, but I wasn't crazy about it. I kind of missed a couple episodes here and there. I definitely want to give it another watch, but it was very strange. This one, it's still weird, don't get me wrong. It's got a very eerie vibe to it, but I'll tell you, man, it's more up my alley than season 1, and I think you'll enjoy it, so check that one out.
Oh, no, I definitely will. And we also have what is it, Dan?
Listener letters, it don't get no better than listener letters.
Another one from the Ghoul.
Oh, snap.
We love the Ghoul, Dan.
Yeah, what's up now?
Here we go. Knowledge, Bones. What's the science, Skeleton Crew? Thanks for the motherfucking shouty-outy on the last show. God, I appreciate that. You took my comments to heart too, sons. I think that any listener who hates your show is a disloyal, fool-ass, bitch-made punk. I'm glad to see that all you skeletons did some more shit on the Halloween series. I write this listener letter, Dan the Ghoul Master voice again.
Yeah,
Dan, give him one more.
Listener letters.
Because I got a film recommendation. It's not so much a horror movie, but it does have a relatively creepy atmosphere to it. It's called The Mortician.
Okay.
And it stars my ninja, Method Man.
Oh, shit.
It's a great movie, and I think you ghouls might like it. I also want to suggest doing some shit on the Maniac Cop movies. Those motherfucking movies are nasty shit, son. Fucking love them. Anyway, I'm just writing this letter to share my thoughts and send my regards. Also, we should sit down and smoke some beers together sometime. Dan, maybe you could explain to me how you smoke some beers, because I have no idea how that happens.
I'm a learner, though. I'm a learner.
I'd be more than motherfucking happy to give you more of my insights on anything you ninjas are gonna talk about. Just let me motherfucking know, sons. Dan, Mike, Alex, I motherfucking love you guys. Keep up the good work and make the Ghoul Nation proud. Hope to hear back from you, spooks.
Yeah.
Sincerely, the ghoul who sleeps in your bed when you're not home. Now, if I came home and there was a ghoul sleeping in my bed, I would be scared shitless.
Smoking beers?
Smoking beers. If there was a ghoul smoking beers in my bed, I would be scared shitless.
Yeah, this dude's fucking off the chain, Mike. Well, I'll tell you what. We will take your recommendation definitely for one of the future shows here. What do you think, Mike?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what I did,
Yep.
Dan.
What's that?
I actually, after I read that email, because obviously I read it before the show, I went on to Amazon and I ordered it from the Amazon Marketplace for 95 cents.
Oh, nice, dude.
So when that comes in, I will make sure that we can all see it, and maybe we can do a little review on it.
Yep.
I did some checking on it. Like, I read the plot of it and all that stuff. It looks like a solid movie. It really does.
If it's got Method Man in it, I mean, it ain't Jello. It's just too hot to tell. Put on my gasoline boots and walk through hell.
I just keep thinking of How High, but, you know.
One of the best movies ever made.
Oh, I love that movie. So good. So good.
I mean, really, one of the best characters ever, Powder.
Powder?
Mike Epps is Powder.
Oh, dude, it's been so long since I've seen it, but now this is making me want to break it out again.
If it had not been for the Lord, I would have had a not nutter bitch come into my life. What a not nutter mean, Powder? A not nutter mean a not nuttin'.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
That's good shit. How about, have you been watching the Fear Fest on AMC at all?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Now,
with commercials and all.
Yeah. Now, is it just me, or do you hate the fact that, because Kevin Smith is hosting it this year.
I love that.
Right, but you know what I don't like? I hate that they recycle his same clips over and over and over and over and over and over. Dan, it makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah, man. I hear you, dude. I do hear that. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? You know what sucks about that too? I watched a little one where it was really good, where he was basically talking about how excited he was to be on the same channel as all his favorite shows, Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Mad Men, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
and Comic Book Men, don't forget that.
Well, that's what he was saying, though. That's why he's so happy to be on, doing that kind of stuff. So but the thing is, though, when he comments on every movie, have you noticed that every movie that they play, he's got different comments for all the Friday the 13th? Have you noticed that?
Well, yeah, I've noticed that, but they keep recycling the same clips otherwise, like...
Right, oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right, but you know what, dude? He probably did it in an afternoon and cut some shit. He probably stayed there for like an hour and a half or whatever, But listen, I'd rather have that than nothing, but I know what you're saying. It is annoying as fuck, you're right.
Right, no, so would I. I mean, any Kevin Smith is better than no Kevin Smith, and I know Alex is probably listening to this right now saying, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Kevin Smith sucks. He's the worst thing ever. He's not funny. He's not creative. Get back to the horror stuff, so. But I just had to get that beef off, because that just really, really, really agitates the fuck out of me.
That just reminded me, dude, you sent me that Clerks DVD there. I gotta watch that. I'm psyched.
Dude, it's good shit.
Hey guys, this is Graham, friends with Dan the Man Stasiak over there. I was just calling to say that I really enjoy listening to the show. You guys had some amazing people on, and keep it up. Definitely enjoying it. I got one suggestion for the show. I think this would bolster the ratings a lot more. I know especially with me, that if you got rid of Dan Chase, I think the show would be a lot better. He really adds nothing to it. His comic relief is very dull and reminds me of listening to my grandmother try to tell a fart joke. All right, well, I just wanted to stop in and say hello. Keep up the good work, and please think about getting rid of Chase. He sucks. Thanks, guys. Later.
Hey guys, Matt Wessell here. I just sent you some emails about, my thoughts on some Halloween films, 4, 5, and 6. Just some of my thoughts. And then I woke up this morning and I remembered I forgot one very important thing that just pissed me the fuck off. It was in part 5, and Michael Myers. Now, I said that I like the look of Michael Myers. It was much improved upon from part 4. But then, in the scene where Jamie's in the coffin, she says, "Uncle" to Michael, and it's actually a cool scene, but he takes his mask off, and what the fuck? He looks like a normal guy. No burns, no scarring, nothing. In the end of part 2, his fucking head was fucking burning. I mean, he should be a fucking piece of ash, essentially, but they did nothing, no makeup whatsoever. They just thought, put him in the shadows, the fans aren't going to notice, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck? That is the biggest fuck you to the fans I've ever seen in any of these movies, and it really pissed me off. And on top of that, that was half the selling point of the movie. I don't know if you guys remember, but the trailers, when I was a kid, had two major points in the trailers that I remember. One was that Michael's back for revenge, but this time the police are ready for him or whatever. And the second one was, this time he's unmasked. Like, it's a big event to see his face. If you see his face and he just looks like a normal guy who wasn't fucking burnt to death, then who gives a shit? Anyways, that, I just had to get that out because that pissed me off when I watched it.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we get back, Alex will be joining us, and we will have an interview with Don May Jr. and Billy Kirkus. They're going to give us the inside scoop on the lost Halloween footage coming up right after the break. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, Fuck Sticks? Matt Wessell here. I just want to drop you guys... I meant Matt Wessell. That's weird. I just want to drop you guys a voicemail thanking you for all these shows. You guys have been churning out. They've been really insane. Probably some of your best. And the fact that you've put out so many recently, since you don't do this full time, it's not your job. So thank you. They've been really great. Thanks a lot. I also want to say that you guys being the only podcast on HorrorBid is pretty much perfect because you guys represent the horror community better than anyone I've ever heard. You guys are, super interactive with your listeners, and you're way more engaging than two 20-year-olds talking about the movies that they hate and stuff. So I'm super excited for that, the future of that. And finally, I've been trying to figure out your guys' dynamic for quite some time now. Like every group or something that the guys have a dynamic, personalities within the group, and I used to think that Alex, was the brains, and Dan was like the muscle, and Mike, of course, is the insane one, but that I've been switching it up. Sometimes it seems like, Alex is the crazy one, and Mike's the brains, and Dan, you're still the muscle. I've come to the conclusion that all you guys are fucking crazy, and the inmates run the asylum, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Finally, I think you should get the Ghoul to be your producer, because that fucking guy is in fucking insane. you should be putting him on the show, mining him for gold, because that fucking shit was hilarious. Peace, guys. Keep up the good work, and yeah, fuck off.
All right, and joining us right now, we have two very special, distinguished guests to kind of set the record straight with the lost footage for the original Halloween. We have the owner of the footage, Bill Kirkus, along with Jim Chandler. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hello. Hi, thank you for having us on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's funny, we just interviewed Justin Beam, so we'll go ahead and play a clip from what he said about that lost footage of the Halloween 1978 film, and then we can kind of, get into it. Mike, there's that guy at Synapse, right, who has all the Halloween footage that was like alternate takes, like that they didn't use?
Yeah, he has the original negative or something for Halloween. Is there any plans with, because I know, I think he had mentioned that he had approached John Carpenter at least. I don't know if he's interested, but I think that's something that the fans would really love to see. I don't know if you guys were approached at all.
He said he was going to edit it all so that it's the same movie with all different takes and possibly angles and whatever else. Since you work for them, has he been approaching you guys to actually get that going?
It's actually quite the opposite. I've been going after him, trying to get the footage, and he won't make a deal.
Oh.
He won't let go of it. So, yeah, and it's been frustrating because he's been out there on message boards sending people after us as though we're the bad guys, like we're the guys who don't want to put it in the hands of the fans. I want nothing more than to put it in the hands of the fans. Now, you need to understand what this material is. There's no audio for any of it, and it's a lot. The quality on it isn't. It would have to go through some serious mastering to be much of anything. So at best, what you're going to have here is like a bonus feature or something on it. So there's no alternate film to be seen. There's no extended scenes or anything like that. It would be a series of outtakes, like, after they call cut, Michael dances off of screen, for example, after he goes off the balcony at the end, stuff like that.
Right.
So we want it mostly because we want to give fans everything that we possibly can. And because this lore has grown around this footage, that is, the lore is much mightier than the bounty, I guess you could say. But that being the case, just please trust me when I say I've been trying really hard to get this stuff and to be able to include it in something for fans to check out. But just being as patient as we can, hoping this gentleman decides to come around and let the fans see this stuff.
Yeah, I think we're all hoping. What is this Halloween footage that you have for the record? Like, what exactly is it? Because the way he described it, it didn't sound like much.
The way he described it was absolutely an uneducated either person knowing what I have or an uneducated person not reading the facts of what we've stated for the last 7 years about what we have. Yeah, what I have in my possession are the actual camera negatives to Halloween. And what I have is every single scene, every single take, from clapper to the end, till it's the end cut, whatever. I have it all. Yeah, I have 44 to 45,000 feet of film, Jim?
Actually, it might be more than that. There's 10 boxes. There's 4 cans per box. They're 2,000-foot cans, but I think two of the boxes aren't completely full. So if they were full and they had 2,000 per, it would be 80,000, but I don't think it's that much. But it's
okay. So how many hours do you think? Well, we're looking at about 5.5 to 6 hours of footage.
Maybe a little bit more than that, because, like I said, if you're able to take, if you had 80,000, that seems high, but I would think 6 or 7 versions of Halloween.
Really?
If you were to cut
that's
that all.
why I brought that man on here with me. Because this man's he's a film, basically, historian, okay? He's been my friend for 23 years.
Yeah.
That is the person who he's my best friend in the world. 23 years I've known this man.
He's going to tell me. He's going to tell you what exactly it is. What they state I have is basically end cut tail scenes, like extended versions of scenes.
Right.
No, I have full, complete takes from clapper till they stop that camera. The actual camera negative.
Like what we said was, well, we interviewed Don May Jr. about 2 years ago, and he basically said that you could pretty much recut the entire movie with all alternate takes, and like that's how much footage you have. And when we talked to Justin, he said it would be no more than like Michael dancing off camera after the take was done. It would just be bonus footage.
No, not true.
That is 100% a person who doesn't know exactly what we have and didn't read articles that we posted with other places.
Well, here's the question, though. So he says that you two guys got together and couldn't come up with a deal, whether it was money or whatever the reason. So during those conversations, I'm sure you explained all what you're just saying right now. How would he think that that's all you have?
Well, all the correspondence we've had through Justin has been through email. Okay, they had contacted us about 2 months back through email, and he's all excited in the email saying, "Hey, let's get this deal put together. Let's get this going. I'm really excited." You know, when I had the footage for the first 3 years, I was really excited that some deal would have been done.
Mm-hmm.
It's now 7 years later, and now out of nowhere, one person, not Malik, but Justin, has come forward and basically tried to get the footage.
Right.
Is a deal, or can a deal be done? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing more I would like to see than have this footage in the hands of the fans. They deserve it. Mm-hmm. They've kept Halloween going.
I think
when all the series had sucked, and it still sucks. After the first three, I feel the rest of the movies aren't very good. But the series has kept going. It's changed course so many times. The fans deserve this. The fans deserve to see this.
And the fact that they probably bought the original Halloween 10 different ways, whether it's the VHS, the original DVD, the remastered DVD, sure, the Blu-ray, it goes on and on and on and on and on.
Sure. It's not fair. It's not fair to the people buying it.
Right.
Because, you can only repackage a monkey so many times before you go, okay, it's going to be the monkey.
Yeah. I've spent at least hundreds of dollars on different incarnations of it, between VHS, the DVD, the Blu-ray. It's insane.
It's the sad thing is they know there's going to be the die-hard collectors that are going to do that. And they're not really going to change anything. They may change the artwork. They may change the cover. They may change one little thing in it. But with what I could provide to it, I would change Halloween off the map.
Wow.
It would totally destroy any release that's ever been put out there. And believe me, they would get much recognition off of what they would have if they would actually work with me.
Yeah. No, this is incredible what you have. And let's go with the quality here, because he basically said it would have to be remastered greatly to even be something worth watching, and there's no audio for it. Like, what condition would you say this is in?
It's pretty much pristine. The takes that are there, since they're alternate takes, basically they viewed them once, said, "Yep, this is not what we're going to use," wrapped it up. They put a little tag on it. It's on every spool that says, "Here's shot 1, take 1, 2, 3, 4." Down the line, every shot. If you go through the line script, the shots there, if you pick them up, because 10 minutes was transferred, along with a piece of test footage for the Panaglide with Dean Cundy. Mm-hmm. You go in and all the tags are there, and so they've only been used like one time. Basically to review it and say this is not what we're using, and go on and go to the next one. What Bill has, 2 of the boxes are pieces to the negative of Halloween that makes up the movie as we all know it. Those pieces beginning and end before like when they say okay, take 1, and at the end when they say cut, those pieces that are on the ends, they're all in, I think it's 2 boxes, all the trims. 8 boxes are stuff that's never been used.
Right.
And the stuff that we saw that Don transferred that we saw looks fantastic. the colorist didn't even have to do much. Don said he pressed one button the whole time. And it's completely watchable, very watchable.
Now, I sent photos. I sent some screen grabs to Mike and Alex.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you guys have seen the footage, correct?
Yeah, those will be on the show post.
Okay. Cool. And you can tell from there, those scenes look like it was filmed today. The quality looks like it was filmed today. There's no muddiness to it. It's not falling apart. It doesn't need much cleaning. It's actually, if you really want to boil it down, is this camera negative, these negatives that I have, look better than Halloween would look.
Nice.
I mean, film by its nature is high definition in a sense, so it does kind of it has that look to it.
Yeah, and John Carpenter was known for, he said, I'm going to take a movie with no budget and I'm going to put it on the best possible footage. And then I'm going to turn it into a movie that looks like a $10 million movie.
Well, when they did exactly. John Carpenter was a very smart filmmaker.
Right.
Because he knew the quality in the film stock would blow people away. I mean, if you look at, his earlier previous effort, Asylum Precinct 13.
Right.
$180 million or $180,000 movie.
Yeah.
That movie looks 10 times that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way he shot. He shot it wide. Jim's a huge historian on Carpenter, so I could just bow down to him and let him take over here.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Wallace had said that Carpenter, when they were shooting Asylum Precinct 13, he said something about, they spent all this budget on cameras and lenses and film, and they were having a hard time. They were using people for, that weren't getting paid and things like that, so they could make the movie. And Tommy Lee Wallace, like, well, what's, he didn't understand until he actually saw the print and said, and as they were, I think, watching it on a sheet or something like that. One of the books talks about it, and says this is a real movie, And then Carpenter had two choices in Halloween, either 3D or Panavision, and he chose Panavision because it's and I'm glad he did. I mean, I think it would have come off gimmicky. It wouldn't be considered the film it is.
Right.
It would have been just a 3D gimmick. So.
Wow. So I guess the obvious question is, the main thing people are probably wondering. So he said, I've been trying to make a deal, and they won't make a deal. They won't, let go of the footage. Like, what transpired when you said, yeah, we got this. We'd love to, do something with you. What do you want to do? Like, where did it all fall apart?
Well, what it is, again, he contacted me about a month and a half back, and through emails, he's all excited and all happy, and I'm happy for a second, because I know the past deals haven't gone very well. And the past deal I talked about is the one from 7 years ago with Mallet.
Right.
But, so, I basically tell him, okay, make an offer. And I think Justin made, unfortunately, and he doesn't understand what I have exactly. They have stated in in one email, he stated something that I thought he understood exactly what I had, and it led me to believe I thought he did understand and know what I had.
Right.
And the comment was, as the list of what you have in your footage doesn't seem to contain anything that could be integrated into the existing film, definitely an interesting bonus feature of that.
Wow.
I never provided a list of what I had, so I don't know what list he's going by.
Right. Now, when he says something like that, though, integrated into the film, to me that sounds like how they integrated the Halloween 1 TV bonus footage into the movie. Remember, about 10 years ago, they released the Halloween TV version on DVD.
It's not even the true TV version.
It's not, okay.
It's not even, I mean, all they did was put that footage in there and said it's the TV version, and it's not even the true TV version. It's basically, when they did the TV version, they did it incorrectly.
Right.
And it's not the true TV version. It's just diehards want the true TV version.
Okay, so, it can't be integrated, but you never claimed it could be. You didn't say that these are scenes that people that were cut from the film or anything. So, I don't know, maybe there's a communication breakdown. All you're saying is that what you have are different takes of all the scenes that we already know.
Correct. Extended scenes, different scenes, different angles, test footage, deleted scenes. There was do you know the whole story about the scene when Laurie's up in her bedroom and she looks out the window into Mr. Riddle's backyard? Do you know the whole story on that?
No.
Jim, take it over.
There's an alternate take. Carpenter, when he originally shot it, they shot it in a stage. They just had built a bedroom, and then evidently he says the take didn't work, so they had to go find a house and shoot actually in somebody's house. And so the original scene should be there. I mean, it's camera negative, so there's not optical audio on there, but it is the footage. You can see it. You can see how it is. You could have somebody do it, have commentary over it. Or the other thing is talking about integrating. The end of the movie was different. Michael wasn't supposed to live. The end of it, when you look at the footage, the camera pans up into the trees. It just ends differently. Well, if you have it, instead, all you hear is, music. It just goes to music and wind, and I know there's breathing, but in this case, you just have no breathing.
Right.
The scene where Loomis he told Carpenter, he's like, hey, I got two options I can give you as far as doing this scene. I can either do it where I knew he'd be gone, or I can't believe he's gone.
Right.
And they used the one I can't believe, or I can,
Well, he said, can you do both?
Right, exactly. So it's there. The other take is there, and there's no audio over that's any different. He's not talking at that point.
Right.
There's just ambient noise. So
Michael, last time I checked, Michael doesn't talk. So I don't think the integrating of any of it. You could, if you honestly wanted to, because there's different angles.
Yeah.
So here's Michael walking across the street at a different angle. Could you integrate that into the film? Absolutely. Why couldn't you? Why couldn't you? It's sound effects. And like I said, Michael Myers not going to stop and shoot a one-liner at you.
Yeah. And we were talking and we were saying that even though you guys don't have audio, just for fans' sake, we wouldn't even care if you used the original audio from the movie and kind of just like overlaid it, not even specifically, just, generally, and just got the stuff from the different angles. I mean, we would know not to care about it, It would just be so fascinating because, a Halloween fan wants to really live the movie and really get in there, and different angles are definitely going to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Loomis thing. Just swap it out.
Yeah.
Make it the same amount of frames.
That's fascinating.
Dealing with something more than just a Halloween fan, what this footage is actually a historical value. And there's people out there who have studied Halloween, who just, they're not even horror fans, but they've studied Halloween.
Right.
And they would be interested in this.
Yeah.
It's Jamie Lee, you have somebody who's a Jamie Lee Curtis fan, not a horror movie fan, but just a Jamie Lee Curtis fan, let's say. Well, this is her first movie. And this has all of her takes there. This is something that's never before seen. Full, complete scene. Who knows? I understand we do not have the sound for this. I never claimed that we did have the sound. Camera negatives don't have the sound on it. It's not going to happen.
And they're not kept with them in a film vault.
Correct. Now, this footage was and is in MGM Studios boxes. Okay? I know that the film, when they were doing the cutting of the movie and all that kind of stuff, that was done as a favor to one of the Halloween people. It was all done at MGM. It was all cut and spliced and done all that kind of edited. It was all done as a favor to somebody at MGM Studios. So MGM keeps really good records. Okay, so who's to say I don't call them up on the phone, or we don't call them up on the phone and say, hey, we have this footage. Do you possibly have the sound to this number X? And then they look it up, and it's just sitting here on a shelf.
So if you could strike a deal, you would even go further with this and kind of, see if that exists and even take it further.
Exactly. Who's to say that one of the people who worked on the movies don't have the sound sitting inside a closet somewhere? Exactly. Oh, yeah, I kept them. I didn't think they'd ever be worth anything.
Right.
Who knows?
What Justin said was the lore around this is mightier than the bounty, and it doesn't sound that way. I feel like he doesn't understand what.
See, that's why when they made their initial offer, because they made an offer,
right?
Okay, and their offer is an uneducated offer about what the footage is. I don't feel they've read. We wrote 2 wonderful articles for Fangora magazine, and it goes in detail about what this footage is. exactly what this footage is. And nobody from the Halloween camp, I think, ever read those articles.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Fans know what this footage is. Fans are flopping at the mouth waiting to see this footage. They want to see it. I want them to see it. But I can't do it if the people who want it can't make an educated offer.
I guess here's the question for people that don't know how the business works. You own this. This is legally yours. You got it at an auction because I guess somebody didn't pay off their locker or whatever. You know.
I see. That's another story that was brought up. That's totally incorrect. I did not buy it at an auction.
Okay.
See, and another thing, Justin has stated, or somebody from the Halloween camp has stated, this footage is reels of footage. It's a reel of footage, and as a matter of fact, it's some footage. It's not some footage. It's not reels of footage. It's every second of Halloween that did not get put in Halloween.
Right.
The actual theatrical version. It's every second of footage. So it's not just a reel of footage. It's not just some takes and some snippets here and some snippets there. It's full, complete scenes, takes. It's the whole enchilada.
Yeah.
It's the whole enchilada.
Is the TV footage included in that, would you say?
No, I don't think so. That was filmed during Halloween, too, if I remember.
Honestly, Jim doesn't say one of the boxes say TV footage or TV something.
I don't remember what it says. There's something that leads us to believe that it may be something else, but I don't remember exactly what the boxes say.
I think we open up a canister, and inside the canister is a piece of paper. And on that piece of paper, it says something about TV something.
Yeah.
So I remember that distinctly. I know that's inside one of the canisters. It says TV something, and it goes on to list like rolls and X something something.
Now, okay, when we talked to Don, he said that there was so much that he couldn't even watch all of it to know what he has. So now it's been 2 years, though. So what you're saying is you guys pretty much ran through almost... what percentage out of 100 would you say you watched?
Of the footage that we've watched?
Yeah.
And not even, Jim, I wouldn't even say a 0.2.
Right. I mean, Don transferred 10 minutes worth of footage. And that's really all.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we transferred. What we did was, or what Jim and Don did, was they actually got a line script, and they went through the line script, and the line script's basically going to say, this take number is this. And what Jim and Don did was went through and found the numbers to those takes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he basically tracked down every single take to the movie.
Oh, so through the numbers you know what you have rather than sitting there and watching it all. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
The film's not melting. It's not
oxidized. Yeah, right.
It's not muddy. It's not. I don't know, Jim. It is pristine. Is that correct?
It is pristine. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, what we've watched. I mean, even the test footage for the Panaglide camera, Dean Cundy. There's the car that's out in front of the Myers house at the very beginning of the movie.
Uh-huh.
That car is sitting in the parking lot. It's a Nova 2 station wagon. And it's sitting in the parking lot, and they do a Panaglide around it. And then they go into the Panavision studios, and they go around. You see other cameras. Dean Cundy's leaning up against one of the cameras, and he's like checks in with his time card and just all this different stuff. I mean,
and what's really cool is when you see, and you'll have the frame grabs up on your website there, but you'll see a shot of Dean Cundy, okay, and you see him like clocking in and everything and joking around and walking around, and Ray Stella is also in that footage.
Yeah.
And Ray Stella is basically he's the camera operator for Halloween.
Right.
So here is the director of photography and the camera operator to Halloween doing test footage with the actual Panaglide camera that they were going to use for that movie. For the first time they were using it. That's historical.
Yeah.
That's historical. What was that, a week before they were filming? They were probably usually doing that? Who knows?
That's not the only test footage. There's other reels that say test, so we have no idea.
Correct. And, what's really cool is, who's to say you sit Dean Cundy down, and Dean Cundy goes, hey, what do you think of this? And Dean Cundy starts freaking out. Oh, my gosh. where did you get this? 'Cause I'm sure it's something he's never even thought of for 30 years.
And he could do a commentary on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or, we showed this footage to Tommy Lee Wallace. We showed the 13 minutes that we transferred to Tommy Lee Wallace.
Okay.
And Tommy Lee Wallace had the biggest grin on his face the whole time and could not believe we had this.
Right. Yeah, I love that guy.
Because he kept going. The only thing I remember him kept saying was, I haven't seen this in 30 years, And then here's the song and dance. There's the Michael Myers where he gets up and then does his little dance and walks off and then comes back in the frame doing a vaudeville dance.
Right.
It's all there.
Right.
He thought it was gone. So did Carpenter.
If you own this, why can't you release this on some kind of Blu-ray?
That their life's a big question. I bought this footage purely and simply because it's Halloween, and I know other people were offered what it was. They were offered this. There's other people that were offered this footage, and I don't know if they didn't want to buy it or didn't understand exactly what it was, or if it was out of the price range. I don't know exactly, but as soon as they started saying, okay, it's boxes of footage, little spools, and then I contacted my best friend here, Jim, and then I contacted Don over at Synapse, my other friend of 21 years, and I said, hey, what can you tell me about this? I knew something was special. I was actually emailing somebody about something special, and I had to buy it.
Right.
So I bought it. And the purpose of having it is, okay, wait a second. I have this footage. No one's ever seen it before. I got a really good friend who owns Synapse Films. What is ever the chances that Synapse Films could ever help put this out?
Okay.
That's why I bought it. Let's look down the road and say, wow, Synapse Films can actually buy the rights to Halloween, put it out with all this footage on it.
Okay.
With Don's expertise of doing what he does.
Right.
That is like a Halloween fan's wet dream.
Right.
But instead, everything's just kind of, in limbo.
So, okay, now I won't ask you the denomination because, that's your private thing you're going through with Trancas. Let's just say what you paid for this footage.
The only thing I will say is until an educated offer is given to me, an actual educated, them knowing exactly what I have and now understanding what we have. Hopefully they've listened to the broadcast.
Yeah, he will.
Hopefully they can make an educated offer this time instead of one that it is in a dark. Because I just feel they don't understand and don't understand fully what exactly I have. They're wasting time.
Yeah.
In 7 years, we have done everything. People contact. Don gets emailed every week. He gets asked at conventions. I get asked all the time about this footage. And the only thing I can say is email Trancas. I don't say email Trancas and yell at them and curse at them and tell them to put the date. No, email Trancas.
Yeah.
I'm not the holdup here.
Well,
and I've never been the holdup. I want fans to have this footage.
Of course, and plus you want to, obviously you have something that's worth, money, and it's a great deal for you. And just like anybody who owned that, they'd know, hey, listen, I can make a lot of money by selling it to people who are have the right to release it, which you don't, I guess.
Exactly. I'll tell you a really funny story. This is a true story. Jim has heard this. And I tried getting in touch, after I got this footage, I tried getting in touch with Roger Ebert. And I wasn't able to get in touch with Roger Ebert, but I was able to get in touch with his assistant. And Roger Ebert's assistant, I told him, hey, I just bought this. What is this worth? And at that time, I want to say it was 2005. And I remember getting the email back going, oh, Halloween just got inducted into the National Film Archive. Priceless.
Wow.
So, to have someone who basically is an assistant to Roger Ebert basically saying, hey, that year it's being inducted into the National Film Archive, Halloween is, your footage is now priceless. And then getting an uneducated offer, it's just two different things.
What I don't understand is I've heard Malick in interviews, I've heard him talk about the franchise, and it seems like he is so into the franchise, and you would think that he wants to care, that he cares about the fans and what they want. But I just don't understand why he doesn't want to move on this. I don't get it.
Malik does care about the fans. I really do. I think he does care about the fans. But maybe he's not a fan of the first film.
I can imagine.
It always has to start somewhere. And, I don't think I'm that big of a jerk. I don't think I'm that big of a jerk. But this is not Pawn Stars. This is not hardcore Pawn. This is not American Pickers, where it's basically you have a $10,000 item and they're going to give you $50 for it.
Right.
Will this be okay? Will this help you out? No. Are you kidding me? Next.
See, I'm even trying to think of a price for this. Like, $50,000 doesn't even seem like a good offer to me. Like, it doesn't. I mean, the money it makes, the money that this is guaranteed. See, they're sitting.
It'll make millions of dollars.
Look, you have a company that is a multi-million-dollar company. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Tragus Films. That's not lie. It's a multi-million-dollar company.
Right.
Okay. And their entire backbone has been on one movie.
Halloween.
One franchise. Halloween.
Right.
And they can't keep putting out. Next year's the 35th anniversary. Okay. What are they going to do? Make documentary number 7? What else can be said?
Yeah.
Are they going to go out and find, I don't know, the next door neighbor who watched it and go, here, tell us what you saw?
Hey, what did you see when you were cooking dinner?
What else can they say?
Yeah.
What can they say is if they watch the footage and have commentary over it. You're telling me this ain't going to rekindle memories with Jamie Lee Curtis, John Carpenter? You got to be able to get those people in the room and actually sit them down and go, hey, here's some footage you haven't seen probably in 35 years. Give us your first reaction. And you don't think that's going to bring a smile to Jamie Lee Curtis's face or John Carpenter's face?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Jamie Lee Curtis, but
Yeah.
It's going to bring a smile, and I can guarantee you, Nick Castle, he would have a huge smile on his face. Oh my God, there's my dance. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
They actually recorded this crap. That Dean Cundy, that rat bastard.
I can't believe this isn't their first priority, honestly, to get this footage. Like, the guaranteed, the money they'll make from this, it's over $1 million. Let's just be stupid here. They'll make $1 million, correct? Okay.
That's lowballing it, but okay.
Of course. Well, that's the point. So at least offer you guys $200,000, and if they do that, I would say, yeah, sure.
Get a percentage of the back end too. Don't forget that.
It's not that I'm. The whole thing, the whole deal issue is something that can be worked out, but they haven't even made a real offer, and that's where it all starts with, is a real offer.
Right.
A real honest, knowing offer. Not, well, from the list of what you have, it can't be. No. Okay, you're already starting on a negative tone.
Yeah.
Let's drop the negative Nancy.
And the ball's in their corner during the negotiation when you started off like that, and you're not
exactly.
Yeah. So.
Exactly. They were, in order for this footage to be put out, in all honesty, they would have to put out several versions down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Several versions. I mean, come on, if I have 6 hours of Halloween footage, I don't think they're going to throw the whole enchilada on one freaking Blu-ray and say, here you go.
Nope, no, it will never be on one Blu-ray. Absolutely not.
Oh, no. What they would probably, of course not, but what they would do is probably do 30 minutes of footage and, and then have 30 minutes of commentary over it.
Yeah.
And then wait a couple years and put out another with 30 more minutes of footage and more commentary over it, maybe looking at integrating a take or a little snippet into the movie. Does that make sense? Because it's something that they want. It's something that they know could exist. It's something that could happen.
Yeah.
But again, ultimately, that's not up to me. It's not up to me.
Right.
It's up to one person, and it's not Justin. That's Malik.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Our door's been open for 7 years. My door's been open for 7 years.
What you're trying to say is, to all the Halloween fans, the only reason you guys don't have this is because obviously the only guy you're dealing with is Justin Beam. He didn't lie about anything he said on our interview, except that he's obviously doesn't clearly understand what's on this, except for a guy dancing away. What you're saying is they don't know what they're actually offering you money for, therefore they're not offering you nearly enough.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't want to be a headache in his side. I don't want to give him gray hair at night. I don't want to give him sleepless nights and go, God, this Billy Fergus is the most difficult person ever to deal with and blah, blah, blah. But, when they made an offer, I wrote an email basically stating back, until you make a serious offer, I don't want to deal with you.
Wow.
I want to talk to you on the phone. Okay, until you make a real serious offer, it has to be worth my time. Because that initial offer
was a joke.
It was such an insult from a multi-million-dollar company. It's such an insult. Everything that is Halloween. You just insulted the fans because you're going to make tens of millions.
Right. Yeah.
Tens of millions of dollars.
Well, you know what I would like to see? I mean, I don't know if Malik or Justin would be up for it, or even if you guys would, but I would love to get Bill, you and Jim, and Malik and Justin on the line together to kind of work this out. I mean, I'll help mediate it. I mean, from a perspective,
Oh man, this would be almost like the Romney-Obama debate here.
That'd be like a 4-hour show.
And
I would like to say me and Jim are Romney. That's basically where I stand on it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If they would be willing to do that, hey, that would be a heck of a show, and I definitely want to give Halloween fans an earful. Why not?
Right.
I'm game.
It's the only way to because look, Justin, what is he going to do? Say, hey, listen, I want to go back on and refute what they said. I mean, listen, we can't keep going back and forth. Obviously, there's only one. Let's get to the final way right away. You guys have been waiting 7 years. You said, let's just if it even takes coming on here and doing it, it doesn't really matter. But either way, just get on the phone. They heard this. They understand now what it's all about, and they understand the money they're going to make, and they will make that money. These Halloween fans are crazy. They'll buy these movies no matter what. You put Halloween on the cover.
Again, you have to look at it from a broader picture also, because it's not just Halloween fans. We're talking normal public fans, too, that want to see this footage, or Jamie Lee Curtis fans, or film historians, because this is something no one's ever seen before. It's John Carpenter loyalists would go crazy. I mean, you always can tell when a John Carpenter setup is, and you can always tell how John will frame his movies. Well, with this footage, guess what? You get to see it from the get-go. Why they framed it this way, how the lighting was.
Oh, wow.
Why didn't they use this scene? Jim, what do you got to say, brother?
Well, there's I know from Don and I going through just some spools, kind of looking at things. I mean, we were kind of looking for some different things. One of the things that I remember, I think scene one, take one is the pumpkin. If I remember right, scene one, take one actually shows them lighting it. I mean, you can kind of see it at the very beginning.
Right.
There's people out there working with the pumpkin. One clip in there at the very beginning, because it's got the clapboard, because the closet was so small, it's actually Jamie Lee Curtis holding the clapboard. There's a shot in there. I know there's a shot because stuff like I said, stuff we were going through, shows Michael's mask because the camera's shooting him right at first. There's a clapboard right next to him.
Wow.
There's different things in there like that. I mean, just all kinds of things. And the other thing is when Bill was talking about when he bought it. Now I believe we have remember this discussion where if this footage got to somebody else, who knows where it'd go. The fact that we knew Don at the time before he started, even before he was with Elite, we knew that this was somebody that could take care of it. We had no question about his quality of work.
Right.
And we also knew, and I know that Bill wanted it because if he took a chance on it, it could have been dailies, it could have been snippets, but it's not. And he took a chance on it. Took a loan out, his own money. Took a loan out, paid that off, owns the footage. So I mean, he did it so that it wouldn't disappear, it wouldn't be mishandled, mistreated, and disappear forever. I mean, it is truly something he wants to see, have the fans to see, and that's just stuff that I know transpired. I know that that's why he bought it.
When Justin first contacted me, I basically stated to him, well, I want to deal with Malik because there's always one top dog. There's only one king of the mountain. I want to deal with Malik, and I don't think Malik wants to deal with me.
Wow.
Because I went from Justin to a lawyer at Trancas, and then back to Justin with a letter basically saying from Malik that Justin's going to work the deal for Trancas.
Wow.
I don't know if the deal was supposed to be keep him at this much money, or can he offer me more money?
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think Malik should have been at the forefront. I don't care if he wants to deal with you or not. I just don't think that it's Justin's place. I think Malik is the head of the company, so to speak,
Absolutely.
at this point. And I would bottom line.
I would love to talk to Malik again. It's been 7 years, since me and him last talked. I'd love to talk to Malik again and have a truthful discussion about what this footage is and what the value of this footage is to him. Because what this footage is value to Justin is different than what the footage is value to Malik.
Right.
And from the offer Justin made, I guess this footage is very, very valuable to them. And that is a shame. That is basically holding the Halloween fans' hands hostage. Because I will gladly make a deal, and I didn't buy this footage not to make a deal.
Yeah, and you know what? As a fan, that movie changed my entire perspective on movies and made me a true horror fan, really. And I'll never forget it. It was 11, 12 years ago, and that just changed everything. And as a fan, I could tell you I'm not angry at you because I understand.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I understand that you want a real deal. You know what I mean? Listen, we know what's out there. We know what we're entitled to. And I understand that. Corporate America, man, I don't...
Hey, I wish I could, like I said, before I came on this interview, I wish I would have got a beautiful email from Justin or Malik stating, hey, here's what we're going to offer you. Let's give us a call. Let's now talk about this. But the offer, guys, it was simply insulting. And it's insulting to Halloween fans.
Yeah, I understand.
Because if that's what they're really offering for the footage, when they're offering me that, and then they're going to go make tens of millions and basically bathe in all the dollar bills.
And laugh at you like, ha, jerk off, he just sold us.
Yeah. You don't even know what you had. Yes, I do know what I have. It's you who do not know what I have. Even though in emails you stated you knew what I had.
They might know what you have, but it doesn't matter. It's all about money, man.
If it's a poker face,
yeah.
Hey, if we're playing poker, hey, I got a trump card. But, I would love to give up my trump card to actually letting the fans see what I have.
Yep.
To see what this is. And they deserve it. They deserve it. T-shirts and socks with Michael Myers on it. You know what? Happy Halloween. But it all comes down to one thing. The footage.
Yep, absolutely.
You're probably talking about if they put it out on Blu-ray and DVD at the same time in a combo or whatever they're going to do. You're talking probably one of the biggest sellers that would probably hit of that year.
Yeah.
We're not saying, I'm not saying Star Wars numbers or Raiders of the Lost Ark numbers, but I'm saying in the horror field, come on.
Yeah.
When you think of the greatest horror movie of all time, or best slasher movie of all time, you have some people say, Frankenstein. You have some people
Psycho.
say Psycho. You know what? Every single time I'm going to say one movie, and that's going to be Halloween. Every single time.
Yep, I hold both at the same, but yeah, I know what you mean. And you know what? For younger fans, even people in their 30s, even their definitely 20s, they don't regard Psycho nearly as highly as Halloween. So It's just the facts, no matter what I feel about it.
And speaking of that, Jim, what are you going to go see tonight at the movie theaters?
I'm going to see Halloween, leaving here in about 15 minutes.
So Jim's got to get off the line, actually. Jim is going to see the Halloween broadcast tonight at the theater.
There you go. Support Trankus.
So, well, you know what? You can either support Trankus or you can be supporting of the movie that touched your life in some way.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on and really setting everything straight. And I hope that when Justin's listening to this right now, that he says, hey, maybe I just I don't know what he was thinking. I kind of think he sort of knew what you had and just doing the poker face thing. But either way, I hope you guys come to some kind of agreement. And if you want to do it on the air to show everybody what's really going on behind the scenes, whatever. Let us know. I doubt it, but
I would definitely welcome that. That would be funny. I would definitely do that. I would put all my cards on the table. I have nothing to hide.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much, guys. And we will
more than welcome.
We'll look forward to seeing this in the future.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep in touch.
Yep.
Thank you very kindly for having us both on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, we're back, and we are joined with the beautiful, talented, incredible Jamie Jenkins. Hello, Jamie.
Oh, well, she's here too?
Yeah, she is. That's what they tell me anyway.
Thank you. I come on this show, because I get such great intros. That's why.
Hey.
I am so happy to be back. I love you guys so much. And last time I didn't get to play with Mike. You're in the sandbox and Alex is gone, but...
Yeah, but I'm here ready to be played with, so let's go.
Oh, no. Yeah, so obviously Alex is gone, so we're having Jamie step in for the news today, so it should be entertaining.
I don't look quite as sexy in a beard as he does, but...
I don't know if he looks sexy in a beard, though, but I'll tell you. I think I look better in a beard, and I get them grow... Well, I tried to grow one. I don't like it, though. The hair itches I can't stand it.
And plus, you have no hair on your head, so
right.
That's...
You look like Willy when you...
Well, see, what I thought about maybe shaving the hair off my face and putting it on my head. I wonder if I could do that.
Wow.
You could, but I probably wouldn't leave the house.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't leave the house hardly as it is right now, so.
That would give me something to run my fingers through, I guess, so.
Well, exactly. And I like that. That makes me feel good when that happens. So, yeah, let's do that.
Now, we were going to get into the news, but Mike, didn't you have a quick gripe that you got with Jamie?
Yeah, I kind of
you
did,
have
Jamie.
a gripe with me?
Yeah, because before
You're going to make me cry.
Well, I think it was with Evil Episodes, you were doing a commentary on Trick or Treat, and I was unavailable, so I said, why don't we do a commentary for Halloween 6 sometime? And you said that you said you couldn't do it, and I just want to know why.
You
are going to call me out in front of everyone.
Yeah, I need to know.
For Halloween 6, right? Just strip me naked and throw me into the crowd. Well,
exactly.
No, I've had so many fights with Mike about this, Jamie. Don't worry. Anytime it's brought up, he'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm not scared. I can take care of myself. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't like it. What? That's why. I don't want to do a commentary of a movie I don't like.
Right, but why don't you like it?
And sweetie, I know how important that movie is to you. I know, with all the 372 times or whatever that you watched it on Christmas morning. I don't remember how the story goes, but I know it was a lot, and I know it's very important to you. And you'll be buried with it, I'm sure.
It's already
or
in
your
the plan.
epitaph will say something like, "This fool watched this movie way more than anyone ever should." But it's just that and it's not just that movie. It's the later Halloweens. Once they start getting into Cult of Thorn, I lose complete interest because to me I just don't care. So I'm like, as far as the Halloween series goes, I watch 1 through 3. 4 is tolerable, but really I only ever watch 1 through 3, and then I'm done with it. Like I check out for that. And it's so, I mean, 6 is sort of there, but I mean, I don't know, I think it's pretty bad.
But you missed such a great Loomis performance, Jamie. I mean, Donald is in his prime. You're missing it.
I didn't miss it. I did see it.
She saw it all.
I saw it. I just don't care to see it again. I've actually watched it several times throughout the years. So don't think I'm going to eat all like uninformed, going, I don't know. No, I mean, I've watched it. It's not my favorite.
Have you seen the producer's cut, Jamie?
I have not.
Oh.
Would that change my mind?
Jamie, you're making me want to send you a copy. I think you need to see the producer's
You know what?
cut.
I'll tell you what. You make sure that I can see that version of it,
Screener.
and I'll talk with you. I'll talk about it with you. I'll do whatever you want. We can do a commentary. We can do a whole show.
No.
I don't care.
I'm all for it.
But I will do that for you because I don't want anyone to say that I never gave anyone a fair shake.
Exactly.
I always fairly.
We need to make this happen. This is going to happen.
Oh, it'll happen. That just made my night, Jamie, actually. You saying that you'll watch that, that's amazing.
Really?
And then next time when you return, Jamie, it'll be magical.
Oh, yes.
It's always magical when I'm here with you, boys.
It is indeed. That's why we have you here for the news, beautiful.
Yes.
But, you keep talking like that, and I'll be here all the time. Well, I already told you. I told Alex, and I told you, Dan, I'll be under the desk anytime you guys want. I'll be on the show. They just won't know it.
Oh, absolutely. It gets a little chilly here in the dungeon, but, it's okay.
Yeah, but there's always room under the desk for anybody. Well, female especially.
Anybody? Wow.
Well, not anybody, but
No, honestly, on the serious though, I am nothing if I'm not open-minded, and I'm always willing to, if I can hear someone defend something as vehemently as you defend that movie, then I will say yes, I will watch it again, and who knows, maybe my opinion will have changed because it has honestly been several years since I've seen it.
How long are we talking?
We're talking a long time.
Okay, because it's only been about maybe 3 weeks for me.
Since you watched it? Yeah.
You realize, Jamie, until you see this, Mike isn't going to sleep. He's not going to eat. Like, he'll...
Oh, no, I'll eat because I have to eat to live.
All right, Mike, so what do we got for the news?
Well, as you know, this weekend was a big weekend for Paranormal Activity 4. Maybe not so much. Paranormal Activity 3, which brought in $50.5 million over its first 3 days, far surpassed what Paranormal Activity 4 did, only bringing in just over $29 million in its first 3 days.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I know the fifth one was greenlit, but do we really think that it's going to continue much after that one?
I think all the movies are garbage, but Jamie, you saw Paranormal Activity 4. What did you think of it?
I found it lackluster and unsatisfying.
Okay. Because it was supposed to be the first, technically the first sequel to the first movie, correct?
It was an interesting idea. I just feel like with this series of films, and okay, it did have some good moments. Don't let me get out of here without saying it had some good moments. It totally did. Okay. But I just feel like the majority of it was like me leaning on my hand waiting for something to happen. And it's, after 3 movies, then you really kind of need to give us more than a slowly closing door and expect it to do anything. Now, they did have, like I said, they had some really good moments, and I can't divulge what those were, but there were some. If you're a fan of the series, I still, however, even if you're a fan of the series, which I am, I would say wait. Like I would, if I knew then what I know now,
right,
I wouldn't have decided to go see it in the theater probably.
Now, let me ask you a question. Does it set up a next one after that? Like, does it set up time?
Yeah, it could.
Okay.
I really it does. It really does. There's a little bit after the credits too that kind of does, but I don't really see it going much farther than that. I mean, I think people are running out of steam when it comes to this series.
I totally agree.
You know? There just wasn't really enough throughout. It was very slow going. And really, maybe that comes from me doing what I do. You know, I mean, maybe I'm just jaded to that sort of thing now. I mean, but the audience, here's something that's very telltale. The audience around me was doing exactly what I was doing, which is pretty much nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little boy in front of me who was like 9 years old, and he was scared before it even started. And his mom's like, "Settle down, it hasn't started yet." And then when the actual movie came on, he sat there stone faced the entire time. And then at the end, like things start really picking up. Like in the last minute of the movie, something like it gets really exciting, and I sat up. I'm like, "Okay, here we go."
Yep.
And then it was over, and the entire audience just goes, "Oh."
Yeah.
And then dead silence, and everyone got up and filed out. I mean, it didn't affect them. I guess that's probably it. It really didn't affect me at all. It was not very memorable. It wasn't a memorable experience.
Right.
So that's
it was like a premature ejaculation almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, lackluster and unsatisfying.
That's how I usually end it, silence, and then just walk out. So yeah.
Yep.
I like to follow it with a mic drop. Before I leave, I'm like, and yeah, I throw the mic down and walk out of the room, and leave them slack-jawed.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, we've talked about those movies a lot, but I think it's basically beating a dead horse. So we'll move on from the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah.
Mike, what else we got?
What about RoboCop has a futuristic new ride? Not that I care, but they showed some footage of it, and I figured I should mention that there's footage of his new motorcycle dealie out there. Some footage was shot, I guess, a week ago or something in Toronto, and it just looks like shit. Yeah, it looks like shit, so I really don't care, so let's continue.
I mean, in the days of like when Dark Knight's coming out and stuff like that, how you gonna just? I mean, the motorcycle looks exactly like his suit. It looks like shite.
And you know what else I don't like about RoboCop? I don't know. I know, Dan, you're a fan of Breaking Bad. Jamie, I don't know if you watch it or not.
Unbelievable.
But Aaron Paul, who plays Jesse,
Yes.
is going to be in a film, Need for Speed. And now this RoboCop remake, which was set to open in, I guess, this next summer, 2013, it is now opening February 7th, 2014, opposite Need for Speed, which is the movie that stars Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. So I'm kind of pissed.
There you go, right there. Hey, I love how they push it back a year, too. It's like, just when people are getting mildly, excited about this movie, they push it back a year. Not even, a few months, a whole year. That's ridiculous. That just kind of shows you.
Yeah, why are they doing that? That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I have no idea. And I'll be honest with you, I was excited, saw the suit, a little less excited, saw the motorcycle. I'm done. I'm done with the RoboCop shit. Sam Jackson's going to be in it. I'm tired of these motherfucking robots. Sorry, go ahead.
I really think the whole remake thing is getting out of control. I think they just need to stop.
Yep. You just said that, Mike. I saw the Evil Dead trailer. Last week? Now, yeah. I know I don't know your feelings on it, Mike. Now, first off, I thought
we'll see what Jamie thought of it first, and then.
Well, right. No, well, that's what I was gonna get to. But yeah. Jamie, all right. First of all, what do you?
Ladies first. So.
Now, Jamie, are you a fan of the original Evil Dead, though? More important.
Am I a fan of the original Evil Dead?
Yes.
Of course I am.
Okay.
I love that movie. I have a confession, though.
What's that?
You guys take a confession from me?
Sure. Let's do it.
Yes, please.
I don't like Evil Dead 2.
Ow.
I don't. I'm sorry. It's just, and I'll tell you why. I mean, it's funny. It is funny, but I don't want funny. Evil Dead was scary, and they completely took the scary out of it, and that really irritated me. That's the same reason I don't like Aliens. I can't stand Aliens. I never watch it. because Alien was scary as shit.
And
Really?
You didn't think Aliens was scary?
No. Aliens is not a horror film. Alien was a horror film.
Right.
Aliens is just like
Action.
it's an action film, and it's a good one. But
Yep.
I'm just so angry about it that I just can't watch it. Yeah, love Evil Dead. Love it.
And what did you think of the new trailer?
Well, wait, how about Army of Darkness though? So I guess Army of Darkness is another
No,
two?
I love Army of Darkness.
Yeah, but Army of Darkness is is it because Army of Darkness is more of a straight up comedy? Is that the
It's because what pissed me off about Evil Dead 2 was that that basically completely redid Evil Dead, completely ignoring everything that happened in Evil Dead and recreated it for Evil Dead 2. To me, I felt like that was disrespectful. I mean, it's not my movie, but I love it a lot, and so that made me sad. That's why. As far as Army of Darkness, that's just a comedy, and it didn't step on anyone else's toes, and so I think
that was his own thing, right?
What pissed me? I mean, that's what pissed me off. If they hadn't redone all the Evil Dead stuff to shove it into Evil Dead 2 and just basically redo the movie, I think I would have been much happier with it.
Yeah.
You know, I could have accepted it being funny. It's just that basically they rang all the fear out of the first one, and that's what I can't get past.
And it looks like in the new one, there's not even the slightest bit of comedy. They're playing it laser straight.
That's what I think, and I thought it looked good. Like, I'm excited about this.
I was blown away when I saw it. The quality sucked ass, but it was great. I loved it. It was, see, the thing is, it's when you see a trailer like that, you hear things like, oh, they're going, we talked about it tonally, they're going, darker with it or whatever. But until you see that trailer, nobody's going to believe it. Nobody knows what to think of this movie. That's the first. I've been waiting a long time to see that, and I was fucking blown away. I mean, really, I don't know how Mike felt about it. Mike, from your reaction, I kind of got that you didn't like it. I don't know. What you think, brother?
I'm not going to say that I didn't like it. The first time I watched it, I was like, okay, this is not Evil Dead. I couldn't get into it. I'm like, I don't know. But then the little Mikey said, watch it again. You might get something more out of it. So I said, okay, and I played it. And I liked it a little more the second time. But I'm going to need a little more convincing, I think, before I bite.
Are you saying that your penis gives you movie advice?
Sometimes, yes.
Huh. Okay.
Mine does.
It stands at attention with Halloween 6 though. So
I had a feeling. I think when I do watch that movie, I'm gonna feel all dirty the whole time.
Well, and speaking of that too, the new Carrie trailer's out too, which obviously blood Carrie, get it. Anyways,
Plug it up.
So Mike, what do you think of that first? Because I really want to get into this with Jamie because this is one of those movies where I don't like the original. I saw the trailer.
Oh, whoa.
What?
It doesn't do anything for me, dude. I mean, come on. Yeah, it's fucking period blood and pig's blood, and who cares? It does nothing for me.
First of all, it's Brian De Palma. Nobody can rock a slow motion shower scene like Brian De Palma.
Exactly.
I agree. No, I agree. So I guess I lied when I said it did nothing. But
you know that I literally wore my VHS out on that shower scene in the opening.
Jesus, Mike.
Really? That one?
Well, when you're
I love watching awkward girls take showers and then get pelted with sanitary napkins.
Oh.
Right?
It's fun. It's fun.
I don't know. We talked about this before too. Carrie just doesn't do anything for me. So,
dude, oh my, Dan, you're scaring me. I don't. It's Carrie though. I mean, look, I looked at that remake trailer and I'll tell you what, it's got nothing on the original. No way, shape, or form.
But you just put a trailer up against a movie that doesn't even compute.
Yeah, but just from the trailer, I can tell it's going to be bad.
No, come on. Want to talk about premature ejaculation? There you go, right there, folks. I mean, how many times have we said that you can't judge a movie by its trailer, anyways? I personally think it looks great. Heard a lot of people say that it's closer to the original book, meaning the burning of the whole town and whatnot. So, like I said, dude, I'm more excited about this than the original movie. Just not a fan. I think it's it is what it is. I appreciate it, like we've said before. I understand its significance in horror and all that good stuff. It just doesn't rock my world necessarily. But hey, to each his own, right?
That's okay. Do I rock your world?
Come on, baby.
Then you just made up for it. No, I want to get in on this. Can I get in on this?
Oh, please. That's what I'm
exactly
for this one. Absolutely.
Okay, anyone who listens to Devour knows that we have been covering this remake since it first hit. Like, we have been on this anytime any news comes out about it. And Jason Lloyd has pointed it out to me. You guys love talking about Carrie. I'm like, well, yeah, because I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it because Julianne Moore she's just awesome. And I really think she's going to bring a lot to this role. Chloe Moretz is incredible. I think if anyone can play Carrie, she can probably pull it off. Plus, the director is all about making this as close to the book as humanly possible. Whereas, as much as I love Brian De Palma's film, and I already went over that, I love it. Love it.
Right. Okay.
It's not close to the book.
Yeah.
It's really not. And this one, I think I would like to see what someone would do with source material and keep it as close as possible. And have a lot of respect. And that's why I'm really excited about this one, because everyone involved with this wants it to be good. This is not a cash grab. This is not something to do because they have nothing else better to do. They want to make it good. And so I'm excited about it and ready to give it a shot. I'm looking forward to it.
Great cast, too. I mean, really.
Amazing.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, too. I'm really pumped. So, absolutely. All right, guys, do we have anything else? Or
we have one more item that I want to address. My buddy Malcolm McDowell, who I love dearly.
My buddy.
Yes.
I love him too.
He's great.
He is, yeah. The Silent Night, Deadly Night remake entitled Silent Night is coming to Blu-ray and DVD December 4th from Anchor Bay Entertainment.
Nice.
I want a copy. If they're listening, please send me one. Thank you.
They're not listening, don't worry.
Probably not. It's getting limited theatrical release November 30th, and then the Blu-ray DVD comes out December 4th. I don't know why that just seems a little weird why they wouldn't wait like maybe a month or so, but maybe make it put it in theaters maybe in November and then give it the DVD in December, but
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Whatever they want to do, I guess. But
right.
I don't know. I haven't seen a trailer for this yet. I don't really, I know it's very loosely based, but I'm interested. What about you guys? How do you feel?
I have not seen a trailer for it. I don't know really that much about it. I'm not going to be upset about it, though. I've decided recently that I'm at the point in my life where I'm no longer afraid of remakes. They don't scare me anymore. So I say, go for it. If you want to do it, fine. I'll watch it because I like to keep an open mind and just, I hope for the best. So I don't know. I mean, I really don't have a lot going into this to talk about because I don't know that much about it.
Right. Oh,
pretty
Jamie,
much what you just said is what I know about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Jamie. I'll be honest with you guys. I saw this movie once. Don't even remember it.
Have you seen the other 4? Because there's 5.
I have not, sir.
I have seen the first 2. Beyond that, I have not seen.
Really? Worth checking out?
3 is good.
Okay.
4 is crappy. And 5 is piece of shit.
So what you're saying is check them all out ASAP.
No, check out the first 3. Other than that, you can do without 4 or 5.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the news. And Jamie, thank you so much for joining us. And hey, will you come back next time? Hopefully soon, probably in the near future.
I will come back anytime you ask me to.
I think our first show in November, that's the plan. And hopefully for the whole show.
Yeah, you're going to be so sick of me, you won't be able to stand it.
Never. Jamie, we love you. Thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it, as always.
Always a pleasure.
And thanks everybody for listening. We will be back next week with the big Halloween extravaganza to wrap everything up. See you then.
Peace.
Hi, this is Billy Kirkus, and you're about to hear the truth of the lost footage of Halloween on the Skeleton Crew.
WKND presents Stack Talk with Barry Sims, live from Haddonfield, Illinois, the home of Michael Myers.
Tell me, kids, how's it feel to finally pull Halloween out of the proverbial Haddonfield closet?
What we're saying here is we will no longer let the powers that be control our minds. For years, Halloween has represented everything that's wrong with Haddonfield. But Michael Myers is long gone. There is no boogeyman.
Whoa! Does she get this riled up in the sack, Tim? I bet she wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog. Beth, what do you say, honey? You and me, yeah?
As I was saying, we have to stop acting out of fear. Just look at Tim's family. They live in the Myers house.
You do?
You do? Yeah, we do. Great house. Strong wood.
I see. You mean to tell me you actually live in the house of the most brutal mass murderer in history? This is the Barry Sims Show. And when we return, we'll be coming at you live from the one, the only, Myers house. How's that for a Halloween shot bit?
You're listening to The Skeleton Crew, exclusively at horrorbid.com and the Horrorphilia Podcast Network.
And we're back for another episode, exciting episode of The Skeleton Crew. With me is Dan Chase, as always, and we'll have Alex joining us a little later.
Yep.
He's busy right now actually trying to book a hall for the festivities, because I guess, Dan, now we can actually let the cat out of the bag, so to speak.
Yes, we can.
We're working very hard, or we have been working very hard, to pull together the non-annual Halloween Awards.
Yes, we've been working tirelessly on this one.
Right, and I say non-annual because there is no way we are ever doing this shit ever again.
Now, why is that, Mike?
Well, I think Alex probably would say more than anybody that it's a pain in the ass.
We wanted to do something different for Halloween, you know? Not a, okay, Halloween retrospective, blah, 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 this and that. So we'll see if you guys enjoy this. I hope you will.
Oh, I would think so, definitely.
Yep.
And then we have an interview coming up that is going to be, I mean, wow. If you guys listen to the last show, which I'm sure you did, with Justin Beam, he had mentioned some things about the lost footage for the original Halloween, and it turns out that we may have a more accurate picture of what's going on, not from him, but from Billy Kirkus and Don May Jr. Billy Kirkus actually owns the footage.
Right.
So he's coming on here to kind of tell us what the deal is and what the footage is. You know, so everybody has a clearer picture, because that's our thing here. we want to get the truth out to you guys, definitely.
But dude, isn't it crazy though? Like, it's been like this for a while, and nobody seems to know what's going on with it. So yeah, we decided to get to the bottom of it, and this is gonna be big. This is gonna be really big once. Yeah.
Oh, very big. It's huge.
That's what she said.
Well, I wish that I could have somebody say that about me, but that's not possible, not at this point.
3 inches of fury?
Actually, yes, somebody did say that to me once, and it was not fun. Not fun.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yep.
It really is. It really, really is. But I'm sure we'll have some fun with Jamie with that later. She seems to like that. I don't know.
Yes, for everybody's knowledge, too, since Alex isn't here on this episode, we have the lovely Jamie Jenkins joining us for the news.
Oh, wait, but I should mention, Alex will be here for the interview, and then he's leaving again because all of the getting the festivities together is taking up a lot of time. Hopefully he can find a place for, this weekend, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while to clean those toilets in the auditorium. Walking Dead. It's so funny going into work Monday morning and having everybody come up to me. It's just like, oh, dude, and I love it. I mean, a lot of people, it is what it is. Zombies being mainstream, but hey, listen, dude, this is great shit here. This is great television. We are now living in I'd say like the heyday of horror right now. Think about it, dude. You know, you can say horror is dead or whatever. You got American Horror Story, which is a great show. That's another one. Did you check that out, dude? Did you see that?
I've never seen it.
Oh, dude. All right, I want to tell you just one thing, Mike. All right, if you are a fan of slashers, which obviously I know you are, dude.
Right.
They have an introduction of, I think it's going to be an icon. His name is Bloody Face, dude. The name alone is ridiculous. Right. First 5 minutes. You a Maroon 5 fan, sir?
I certainly am, sir. I have all their albums.
Exactly. So you know who Adam Levine.
I certainly do.
Okay. Let's just put it this way, dude. Him and his girlfriend go into the asylum. She's taking pictures. I forget what she's doing something for a website or something. No, they're doing EVPs, you know? The first, I'd say maybe 5 to 8 minutes, Adam Levine gets his arm ripped off by the killer named Bloody Face. Now, tell me, sir, if that isn't the coolest thing that you've ever heard.
So he's dead already?
Yes, I believe he dies right off the bat. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that, because then it went back in time, I believe, to the 60s. And it just gets better from there. And then you find out who Bloody Face really is. Like we said before, it has no relation to the first season whatsoever, except for the characters that come back as, as obviously different characters in this season. It's unbelievable. And I read somewhere, too, I believe Dylan McDermott's coming back for the season 2 as a different character, so that should be good. But already a lot of them are already being introduced. A lot of the same, actors, actresses that have played different characters on the first season. It's cool, man. We've talked about that a little bit. I got into the first season, but I wasn't crazy about it. I kind of missed a couple episodes here and there. I definitely want to give it another watch, but it was very strange. This one, it's still weird, don't get me wrong. It's got a very eerie vibe to it, but I'll tell you, man, it's more up my alley than season 1, and I think you'll enjoy it, so check that one out. Now, he's got no remorse. I mean, really, that machete to the head I was shocked, dude. I was legitimately shocked. I did not think he was going to do that to that dude.
No, neither did I. But, I mean, he had it coming, that guy did, because,
I thought dude was gonna get him with the crossbow, to be perfectly honest with you, but it just shows you, man. And then how about when he chased the guy out? That was even almost more ruthless, dude. When he shut the gate like that on that dude on the roof.
Oh,
totally. You know what's funny about that though? I realized, not only is what's his name in it from Devil's Rejects that plays one of the prisoners.
Yeah.
What's his name? Lou.
I forget his name, but he was also in the Halloween remake.
Absolutely, yeah. He played Danny Trejo's protege, if you will, if janitors have proteges. So yeah, there was him, and then did you notice? Have you ever seen American History X with Edward Norton?
I have not seen American History X.
the black guy that was running for it. He's in American History X, and he's in jail when Edward Norton meets him. He's Edward Norton's buddy at the end or whatever. So I just feel bad for that guy, dude. Like, the guy's been in jail for so long. When was that made? 93?
American History X was 98. No, 99, I think.
Oh, really? I was way off. Yeah, no, I just think he's been in jail for so long. Poor bastard never made it out.
Yeah, poor guy's probably dead in there, whatever. So I don't know.
It didn't show him die though on the roof, so I'm assuming he did. But he was screaming a lot, but you never saw him die, so who knows?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't know, dude.
Walking Dead, man, I'll tell you, dude. I gotta say that was probably one of the best episodes I've ever seen, dude. It was just mind-blowing to me. And, you know, a lot of people say Season 2 was slow. It was. It really was. But at the same time, it was still good, you know? And it can't always be crazy. But I'll tell you, they took a fucking corner when they got to the prison, and it's been pretty fucking crazy ever since. And it looks like it's gonna get even better. I mean, you know, with the introduction of the governor and, you know, what's her name, Mikion, whatever the fuck her name is, with the swords, dude. It just keeps getting better, man. And, yeah, it's funny, too, because everybody's into this show. And you know how everybody, like, looks at us as, like, the horror guys and stuff like that? I'm talking everywhere, dude. Like, at work, everywhere I go, everybody's just, like, you know, people that aren't necessarily into horror, everybody loves the horror, so.
Oh, most definitely, sir, most definitely. I wanted to talk to you a little bit, Dan, did you watch, you've been watching The Walking Dead, right?
Oh, motherfucker. Have I, sir? Absolutely, man. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Hey, would you say the last episode might be the best episode ever of Walking Dead, all seasons, all the way through?
See, I have to think, because I kind of came into the first episode of the season a little late.
Okay.
I jumped in. It was maybe 15 or 20 minutes into it.
Okay.
This one I watched. I really was kind of disappointed.
Really?
Because I wanted Herschel to die. I really did.
Dude, yeah, but listen, man. I don't know. I never read the comics or whatever, but
neither did I.
They even said on the show, though, they were like, you know, he's got one leg. All we do is run. He can't even walk. So let's face it. I don't know what happens to Herschel, but I don't think he's going to make it through. I mean, he might make it through, this may be a stretch, but the whole season. But anything over that is probably, you know, a little too far-fetched. So we'll see what happens. Dude, he's a great character, though.
No, he is. I just don't like the fact that, and maybe it's just the way that they wrote him, but the second season, there really wasn't a lot of action there, and most of the time, he was just talking. I mean, like, you know, hi, I'm Herschel, welcome to my farm, and blah, 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 you know.
Yeah, but you need him, dude. He's a base character. You know, he obviously owns the farm and whatnot, and then he's got the two cute daughters there. But right. You know, I was shocked too because you're led to believe that he's a zombie at one point too when Rick's wife there is giving him mouth to mouth.
Oh yeah.
And that was a good part of the story, though. And I'll be honest with you, man, that was one of the lighter parts, one of the few lighter parts of that whole episode. Because let's face it, dude, that whole episode was dark, dude. That was a fucking rough. I mean, if you look at Rick's whole character arc in that episode, come on. I mean, he started off cold, and then by the end, he was just like, wow, you're as cold as ice.
I don't know the words to that song. I'm not even going to attempt it.
But, you know, it was just crazy, man. Like, you know, he definitely took a corner, and he's a complete badass.